Hey there, YouTubers! Hi there, Dr. Sheep here. Welcome back to our DAE, or Draw and Experiment. Last time I came with a possible solution to solar roadways. Today I'm discussing the idea of manufacturing helium. Why would anyone want to or need to manufacture helium? Well, we'll first talk about helium in general, its possible manufacturing processes of the future, and finally my own terribly inefficient, but could be possibly done today, manufacturing process. Helium is the second lightest element on the periodic table as the second most abundant element in the universe, just behind hydrogen in both circumstances. Despite this, it is rare on Earth due to the fact that it can seep through rock and Earth's gravity is not strong enough to hold it in the lower atmosphere, and therefore it floats into the upper atmosphere and is lost to space. However, hydrogen is very abundant. Why is that, even if it's even lighter than helium? Well, it comes down to the structure of the atom. The lowest electron shell can only hold 2 electrons. Helium is most commonly found with 2 protons, 2 neutrons, and 2 electrons. The negative electrons are relatively close to the positive nucleus, making the atom very stable. Helium is the most stable noble gas and won't bond to anything. Hydrogen, however, only has 1 electron and therefore wants to bond with things very easily. On Earth, we can find it bound with oxygen to make water or with carbon to make hydrocarbons like oil, gasoline, and methane. This is why hydrogen can be found on Earth in large amounts compared to helium. Okay, but why can we find helium on Earth at all? Well, the very thing that keeps the Earth's core warm also makes new helium. Heavy elements like uranium are considered radioactively unstable and want to become more stable, and in this process they generate radiation. There are 4 types of radiation: alpha, beta, gamma, and neutron. Neutron radiation is a neutron traveling at a very fast speed. And last time a large amount of people experienced a large amount of it was in Japan in 1945. I joke though, and Chernobyl was more recent, but considering the state of the world as of March 5th, 2022, it feels wrong to mention it. Anyway, gamma radiation is electromagnetic waves in the gamma section of the spectrum. Beta radiation is an electron traveling at a fast speed. Lastly, and the one we're all going to care about today, is alpha radiation. Alpha radiation is the nucleus of a helium atom traveling at, you guessed it, a fast speed. I say nucleus because it lacks electrons, because of how much energy was pumped into it by the nucleus of the atom that it came from. However, as it runs into things and slows down, it will gain those electrons back and become the helium we all know and love. There is a finite amount of heavy elements in the Earth's crust, meaning the amount of helium being made is finite. However, in the future, helium will be nothing but a byproduct of energy production. Fusion is when 2 atoms get heated up to stupidly high temperatures and get forced together by stupid amounts of pressure. These conditions cause the atoms to come together to form a heavier element, and in the process produce a large amount of energy. The easiest fusion reactions happen between hydrogen atoms to make helium. This will generate a lot of energy, but also creates a lot of neutron radiation, which has a habit of turning things radioactive. This is why some suggest we use helium-3 instead of hydrogen. This process won't make helium and it requires more heat, but creates energy more safely. However, you need extremely rare helium-3, which is helium with 1 neutron. The largest amount closest to us is the moon's regolith. This brings us to the second and last futuristic way of making helium, mining it from the Earth or Jupiter. Considering the technology to get to Jupiter, let alone collect helium and bring it back, is the first way, I'll stick with the moon. Anyways, since the moon lacks an atmosphere and electromagnetic field, it is constantly bombarded with solar wind. This, over the past several billion years, has impregnated the regolith with helium. I say screw helium-3 and just get the regular stuff. The regolith is the nucleus of the This is most likely to happen before fusion, but it won't happen before fusion because we want the helium for fusion, not just to have helium. This means both will happen at the same time. So what happens if we run out of helium before then? We won't run out before then, but let's say we did. Then what? Well, despite the laws of supply and demand that will prevent this, what can we do to make more now? Well, we can make elements that are too unstable to exist in the Earth's crust. We do this by accelerating an element like titanium to near the speed of light and slam it into a target of a much heavier element. The new, heavier element will be too unstable and radioactively decay very rapidly, producing alpha particles that can be collected. As you can see in front of you, this is my diagram for the process. The output of the particle accelerator is pointed into a sphere made of a material that will reflect alpha particles. It is important that the output is not going through the focal point but is off-center. This is to prevent the interruption of the collection of the alpha particles. You will then see the target is also off-center. In the center of the sphere will be the collection area, a sphere made from a material that will slow down the alpha particles, just enough to enter the water or oil in the center of the sphere. The alpha particles will then be able to gain electrons, and the helium will bubble out of the oil or water. This process, unfortunately, is slow, energy intensive, and will only produce probably tens or maybe hundreds of helium atoms. But it's an idea. In conclusion, despite what my cousin Phil would have you believe, economics governs more than just prices. That being said, it would be cool to try my idea at least once, just to see if it's even possible. You can go ahead and try this and let me know where you got a particle accelerator, but if you want more information on any of the stuff discussed today, check out my videos on the periodic table and light. In the meantime, I would like to thank you all for watching. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. New videos every other Friday at 11 a.m. Central Time, and good night. Subs for trees. Subs for trees. Subs for trees. Subs for trees. Oh, you're still here? I thought I told you to go home. Oh, you want more? I'm flattered. Check out the playlist. If you want exclusive content, check out my Instagram, Dr_sheep_YouTube. That's all lowercase. If you want to help the earth, subscribe. When I reach 100 subscribers, I'm going to plant 10 trees. If you feel that's too small, then check out my channel chart where I lay out even bigger goals. Finally, stick around for the next 20 seconds to give me that sweet watch time. Bye.